Following the opening statements will be 25 minutes of open discussion, followed by 1 minute of quiet time for contestants to prepare their closing statements. Contestants, you may now, in voluntary order, make your 30-second opening statement. Please stand and direct your statements toward the audience.
County Farm Bureaus, and in the state of Indiana, 92 counties or parts come together to form the state of Indiana, which then joins with 49 other states or parts to form one body of American Farm Bureau. It is as this one body that they can serve as the voice of American agriculture and continue to support the family farm at all levels.
Farm Bureau can help the county, state, and national level in 3 important ways. Number 1, they're helping to ensure that environmental policy is scientifically sound and financially feasible. Number 2, they're helping farm families to be able to function financially and also pass on their operation to the next generation. And number 3, they're helping to create international markets that are fair and open so that we may export the fruits of our labor.
An organization is only as good as its people, and its people, it takes good people to make good policies. Farm Bureau is changing because farming is changing.
Farm Bureau is a grassroots organization. Through our diverse population in agriculture and in farming, we come together on the county, the state, and the national level to form policies and to change agriculture.
Contestants may now proceed with their discussion. Contestants, please direct your discussion.
Concerned with the type of mandates and regulations that the foreign countries are willing to accept, and I think we need to educate ourselves on all of those issues, because it's not anymore we're just producing a product for America, we're producing a product for the world, and we have to be concerned about those issues, and we need to worry about that.
I think you're right with that. We do, a good thing for Farm Bureau by being able to educate them on that these products are safe, they're good, we're doing this because it's the best thing for the soil to not have to use as many pesticides. I think we need to do those kinds of things too to, be able to, we have to form some policies on how we're going to educate that through Farm Bureau.
I think Amy had a great point with the biotech issue, where right now there's a challenge, of course, from the European Union not accepting biotech products from the United States, where it's interesting how really that's politics, because before they decided to take that stance, they were some of the leaders in the scientific discovery on new biotech products. And I think Farm Bureau can make some strides to help encourage our country to work with them to release that ban and help progress keep moving forward. But I also believe it's important, as Amy said, that we educate ourselves.
Everyone in other countries and in the United States can understand what it is and what exactly the products do contain, and what maybe some of the good uses are. The fact that you can, help solve some of our illnesses that we have, Alzheimer's. If they could find a cure for Alzheimer's, it would be wonderful. Cancer, there's many others.
Another thing to go along with the biotech issue, we think they'd accept it, but they have different flavors and tastes and it's a different diversity. Also in Iraq, biotech is not in their vocabulary right now because they don't have a need for the current research that's being done in biotech. And as we think about value-added products for them and fruits and nuts, those are markets that we may not normally think of, but may have great potential for the future.
I think we've talked a lot about international areas that we need to be concerned in, and I do think that that's a a valid point. But we definitely need to start at the local level. Because I guarantee there's people in my county that they hear the word biotech and they might not know what it means, or on the other hand they're scared of it. And I think as Farm Bureau members, we need to take that challenge and educate our friends. I know that we might all be farmers, but not all of our friends are farmers or associates, and we need to start there and work there.
Was talking about how that they could actually make more money in hog production than they could in packing and processing. And his comment was, well, then why do you want to buy another processing and packing plant? Or in a sense, the question is very filled with a lot of pointed, because obviously...
At the point, can Farm Bureau as a voice, they're looking at Smithfield as a producer, Farm Bureau as a voice of the producer. Can Farm Bureau sit here and say, can we be a voice for Smithfield producer and 100 sow operation in Blackford County, Indiana producer, and be an equal voice? And I think that's one of the things that we're looking at kind of as a crossroads for this organization. Can we be a voice for both the conglomerate.
Say, well, what size is too big? I mean, you talk about a family farm. It's a family farm. You cut that off at a certain number of acres or a certain number of animal units. You talk to burger farms out in North Carolina. They're huge. But you talk to them, oh, we're a family farm. We're owned by family, which I think they had since sold out. But I bet up until a few years ago, before they did sell, I think that's correct. We're a family farm. We may have 14 brothers and sisters, and we're all family, and we sell 1 million hogs a year, but we're family.
And that's exactly right. We're looking at,
I don't think we're talking about necessarily a question of size, and I don't think that, especially as a Farm Bureau, we want to be trying to get into this differentiation between, corporation, family farm corporation versus, if you produce 4,000 sows versus 100. I don't think that's the question. I think what it really comes down to is competition and anti-competitive activities within the marketplace. The Smithfield buying out an IBD, that's obviously anti-competitive. And that's, I think, where we need to be concentrating our efforts. And that's what in policy just this past year, we added some new language to the whole ag concentration section in
Totally.